We are here at the University of Salerno with Ainscow. Ainscow is a distinguished professor emeritus at the University of Manchester, renowned for his influential work in the field of inclusive education. He has made a significant contribution to understanding and promoting inclusive practices in schools. Professor Ainschow's research focuses on school improvement and implementation of inclusive education policies. In addition to his research, Professor Ainscow has been actively involved in advising governments and educational organizations on inclusive education strategies. As you know, Italy abolished special schools and classes in the 1970s with the goal of fully integrating students regardless of their ability into mainstream education. Given the ongoing global debate on the effectiveness of inclusive education in providing quality education for all, what would you say to those who are skeptical about the inclusive model?
Thank you. I think the world looks to Italy for inspiration because of what you've told us, the policy changes that have gone on over many years. But I think what it helps us to realise is that inclusive education or inclusion is not a state. It's a process, a journey, if you wish. And every country is on that journey, and some are further down the road than others. And clearly your policy is further down the road than others. So there's much that the rest of us can learn from Italy, but you still have more progress to be made. I hear, for example, from Italian colleagues, stories of how all the children are in the same school, but some of them may not be in the classroom, they may be in the corridor with somebody giving them additional help. I understand why that happens. Clearly that is another step on the journey, really. So I think for me, inclusion is a process, as I've said, a journey. It's not a policy, it's a principle. And I think in countries like yours that have made progress, it's because people realise it is a principle that affects all policies. Sometimes I get the chance, as you said, to talk to occasionally ministers, but certainly senior government officers, and I say to them, don't have a policy for inclusive education. And when I say that, I see them go, I say, no, don't have a policy, because if it's a policy, it's somebody's job. You allocate the duties of inclusion to some person or some group of people. It's not a policy, it's a principle. And it's a principle that has to inform all policies. The policies for the curriculum, the policies for assessment and accountability, and of course the policies for the allocation of money. It has implications for teacher education. In fact, it has implications for everything. So I think clarity about what we mean by inclusion and equity in education is a crucial and important step. And I think this conference that we have here today, hopefully, will create a debate about that. What do we mean when we say we're trying to move in a more inclusive direction?
Thank you very much, Mel. And based on your extensive experience in academia, in your opinion, as you have already answered this question some way, to what extent do research findings impact on the educational policies?
Yeah, the question of the role of research and researchers is a very challenging one, and again, I'm sure it will come up at this conference here. Again, I have a rather particular position on this, which may not be the same as everybody else who's involved in this conference. It seems to me that as researchers, we're very privileged, of course, I feel that we have to work with people in the field. So I summarise my approach to all of this as not doing research on education, but doing research with education. So almost all my work involves me in partnership work with teachers, with school leaders, with government officials, children and families, bringing the idea of inquiry into the process of development. It's a kind of school improvement with attitude. It's school improvement based on what I've said already. the principle, well, we summed it up in UNESCO guidance that we published in 2017. Every learner matters and matters equally. So for me, that's what this agenda is about. Every learner matters and matters equally.
Thank you.